Okay, so now that we're closer, and there's less floating point problems. Also, doing a little time warp freezes our, potential rotation and jiggle stuff. Oh, there's still some wiggle wobble going on. How are we looking? Just waiting. This ship is still so, immense. Even with a big rotation wheel here, it just takes forever to turn. I'm just waiting for it to turn prograde, and we'll try another love tap. And yeah, let's go ahead and derate this engine here. It's a fully rated mainsail, which is very potent. Oh, it's actually the other way around that I want at this point. Or, it's probably actually better to be anti-radial here, because we want to cut in a little bit closer. I suspect that that's probably a little bit more what we want. Because anti-radial would be pushing us closer to Kerbin at this point, which should give us a slightly tighter Minmus approach. Let's see what that looks like. Or I'm completely wrong. It causes us to encounter Minmus maybe a little sooner, but at a slightly different place. So it's the other side. Okay. Should have brought another satellite with you for extra coverage. Maybe. It's always nice to do that. Strap some extra satellites and just unload them as you go. Provide more redundancy in your sensor net. Especially since out here we actually don't have a signal back home. The dish that we have is actually out of range of Kerbin. The antenna doesn't reach. These should be fine, because some of these have the super long-range antennas, and they should all be pointed towards the active ship, but this one is not. Sometimes, too, that's it can be a thing where you have to go back to the space center, and then back, and then it, resets things up. Okay. Let's go ahead and... there we go. Go for anti-radial burn. Just with one tick of shift with the derated engine, we have to try to bring this down below 30. Again, being so far out, there's still room for... see this jiggle that's going on? And all kinds of floating point errors. Oh, we're scooching it from the bottom, too. Which means we're going to leave on a pretty jacked up orbit. So before I do any more adjustments of here, I'm actually more normal. So that we don't leave so crazy, which is going to make an encounter with Kerbin a giant pain in the butt. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. We don't care what our inclination with Kerbin is. Because any inclination is a good inclination, I guess. I don't know. Still, it feels kind of dumb. Let's go a little bit more. Because it's going to take very little delta V to adjust this. Alright, you know what? I'm going to stop messing with it for now. Just going to get a little bit closer. Once we get into the sphere of influence of Minmus, we can have an easier time making some adjustments. Alright, let me quick save again. Cancel that alarm. Warp yourself to the sphere of influence change. And we'll probably have to make some adjustments because there's always a very, very, very good chance that between the time warp and floating point things and apparently ejecting poop out of our spaceship, that we might be going slightly differently than we'd wanted to. So we'll see what happens when we get our sphere of influence change. Just as once you're in the sphere of influence, Minmus has low gravity. Yeah, I mean, technically it's more optimal to do it like this far away because, sure, Kerbin has more gravity, but we're so far away it's better. But Minmus is so low that it kind of doesn't matter in and of itself. Let's transfer, and there we go. Okay, irradiance scan is one of the things we actually have to do for our mission. I wonder what that looks like when it's deployed. There it is. And we can transmit it for full science. Bright surface of Minmus reflects most of the visible and infrared light. The far infrared channel records only a weak signal, though, indicating that there is no internal geological activity to produce such thermal emissions. Cool. Transmit that home. As one of the things we need for... So we're on 2 missions, if you didn't catch that. One is a tourist mission. They want to fly by both moons. And the other is to do a variety of little scans around Minmus. Okay. Oh, I'm like... There we go. Super far out. Parry is dangerously low. We could theoretically smack into a mountain. So let's not do that. Let's burn radial, which means outwards. So in this case, it should be towards the right. And the sooner we do it, the less delta V we need. Although again, we're going to come home literally with a completely full tank of gas. In fact, I'm tempted, because of how slow it is to perform these rotations, I'm tempted to just jettison this now. And just like, make this less of a pain in the butt. But it feels kind of crazy to jettison, like, fuel tank when you still got fuel. Okay. Do this. There we go. The parry is rising. I want maybe 10k. There we go. Also, it would be nice to change our inclination a bit. So now, actually, we want anti-normal. No. We want normal at this point. I don't know, actually. And go up higher, yeah. Just because it'll look better. Again, it doesn't actually matter. And honestly, having an aggressive inclination like this means we're guaranteed to dodge the moon. You know what? Screw it. Let's not make that adjustment. Okay. What we are going to do is make a tweak when we're actually at the parry. Let's make sure we're on the right line here. So we're on the blue line. I'm going to lock to the periapsis. Good. And from here, we want to do a bit of a tweak to lower our approach to Kerbal. Nope, other way. Coming in. Oh, right. Hold on. Because we're not actually burning properly retrograde to Kerbal there anymore. You know what? We're so far out it doesn't matter. Let's not make a move by Minmus. We'll wait until we're out, and then we'll burn literally retrograde to Kerbal and drop it. And we have unlimited Delta V. Okay, so we're currently coming in at 10 kilometers, which will satisfy our tourists. So basically at this point, before we time warp, we quick save. At this point, we just do this. When we're below 30, we're going to want to potentially manually run the experiments that we might need for our mission, our contract. I guess I could just warp to the PE. There you go, tourists. Hope you're enjoying this. Vroom. It's made out of ice cream. Alright, kill this. So, for my mission of the science around Minmus, because we're in low orbit, I need a telescope scan. So we've already done this, so that's why we're not being prompted for it. There we go. Toggle shutter. Well, technically it's log, which would have done this anyway. Hello, are you going? There we are. Transmit this. It's already been investigated, but it should satisfy that, shouldn't it? And the solar particles. We don't actually have to be in low orbit. I mean, clearly, because the other one... Can I not transmit to satisfy this? I'm pretty sure we can. As we've always been able to. I'll keep it, I suppose, and we'll see. Just above the Midlands, or the Lowlands. I guess you can't transmit if it has no science. You can't, the thing is, no, you... Normally, if you've got a mission that says transmit science from space around whatever, you can transmit a zero-value experiment, and that's allowed. So, I'm a little weirded out what's going on here. This has never been an issue. Hang on, let me quick save. Let me return to the Space Center, then come back out. Must have psi value greater than 0 to count. It didn't used to be the case, though. I mean, certainly not the case for any of the missions that says transmit science from space around Kerbal. It's never been a requirement. So I don't think that's what's going on here. Unless it's the D-Magic system that's changing the mechanic. Nil points must be returned. Yeah, alright, well, maybe. Anyway, we've collected the science at this point. I'm going to try to transmit one more time. Because it transmits it. Data transmitted. And then, yeah, we'll just log it again and keep it. Alright. See what it's like. We are bringing home all these experiments, so that will be fine. I guess there's nothing else for me to do other than to wait until we leave the sphere of influence of Minmus. I should check. I mean, hopefully the tourist one. Yeah. They have visited both of Kerbal's moons. They just want to be returned home safely. Well, don't we all? We must have collected a lot of science around Minmus. Because I brought some other experiments with me, too. Like, wait, hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did we fail to transmit a gravioli one? Look at this, like, hydrogen thing. Oh, it's the surface. I see. We must have failed. Ah, shite. We didn't transmit one of the gravioli ones. Because I was going to say, there should be a lot more gravity scans to be done. Ah, I missed a bunch of science. I was wondering, like, what was going on. It didn't occur to me until just now that we had some in the tank that hadn't gone through. So we could have collected a fair bit more science. Oh, well. Future missions. Alright, let's leave the sphere of influence. Oops, another gravity scan. Technically, so we hit another biome. So I got a little bit more science. Ooh, and another one. Oh, alright. Could have gotten more, but, you know, whatever. Can't win them all. Alright. Hey, maybe coming in on such a crazy orbit, we're going to do something. Okay, so we're currently departing the apoapsis, so we're not going to get any closer. So if we're going to do our retrograde burn, we may as well do it now. So burn retro. Like, slowly turn around. The big monster of a ship. It's not going to require a whole lot. We'll burn retro to drop the Perry, which is currently at 7 million meters. We're so far out. So far out. It's a little bit of burn here is going to make a massive difference. Okay, approaching the retro. Coming home over the Kerbal post could garner good science. Yeah. I mean, I could intentionally, right around here, burn, I guess, normal to come in polar. And I think we will do that. Okay, we're aiming retrograde. Good. Go for full burn. Dropping our parry. Very nice. Very nice. We'll have enough fuel to go ahead and knock us polar, so we may as well do it. And kilometers and okay, these are still in. So parry at 3 kilometers. It's actually a little lower than I'm usually aiming for, but it might change a little bit when we do this, and it's still okay, and we can make more adjustments later on. Yeah, look at it. Like, we still have fuel in this stage. We haven't even touched this one yet. So ridiculous. One of the nice things about using this, because you never get your ascending and descending node markers when you're just orbiting around a planet, which always kind of annoys me. Because I want to know what the sweet spot is. So if we add a maneuver here, we should actually be able to... No? Oh, because there's no target. Ah, there we go. Equatorial, that's the one I want. Equatorial equatorial descending node apparently is somewhere else than I expected. It's way over there. Alright, then never mind. Just do it over here. And burn normal. There we are. I don't want to target things. Just want to have my maneuver up. There we go. Coming in pretty vertically. I don't know if that quite counts as polar. Yeah, that's pretty polar. Now, that's going to change my parry. There's too much crap going on over there. I can't see anymore. I suspect we'll have to burn some more retro over here. Because I can't, there's just too much stuff. Good enough, whatever. Let's just do it. Face the node, execute the maneuver when we get there. Maybe burn pro once you are headed directly at Kerbal just to get there faster and slow down an approach. That's a lot of delta V. Don't think we're going to need to do that. Okay, we're basically facing the maneuver. Warp. Oh! One thing I was going to do while we're here. Now, let me go and finish this maneuver. We'll go back to the Minmus base. I was like, when we're near the Minmus base, I was going to switch to it temporarily. But we'll do it after we do all this craziness. Okay, closing in on the maneuver. We're going to be swinging right over the moon. There's still like 2.3k delta V in my next stage. Yep, KO, we will be checking out the Minmus base momentarily, as soon as I'm done this maneuver. And fix my parry, which is growing. We're just burning a lot of fuel for fun at this point. Because we can. Okay, you know what? You can stop this maneuver at this point. I guess it was still locked in there. It's kind of annoying. Retro is not necessarily the one we're looking for. Well, I guess it's fine. 15 seconds left to burn in this stage. Actually, less than that, because right now it's derated. Let's bring it up to full. Now it would take 3 seconds to unleash it. We may as well use the rest of the fuel that's in here, though. And go. Holy crap. We're still so far away, even though we were in such a crazy spot. That was all we needed. We still have fuel in this stage. Alright, it's time to get rid of it. That is insane. Anyway, that's a quick save here, and we'll switch to the Minmus base. We're currently coming in at 13 kilometers, which is great. When we get close, we may as well dump whatever fuel we've got left in here to slow us down a little bit more before we get there. 23k, or 2.3k delta V, completely untouched. So I did over-design the ship a wee bit. But it's a tourist ship. It's important to have overkill, because the last thing we want to have is an accidental death of tourists on our hands. Focus view. And Minmus Base Alpha. We are going to switch to you. Ship may have been economic, but Quill isn't. That's true. I could potentially recover that stage if there was a parachute on it, but there isn't. Alright, this is my Minmus base. How much science you got stored up there? Almost 250. Let's transmit that. No comms device. Oh, you don't actually have a signal right now. We're going to have to wait for one of the satellites to get in a little closer. which time warp's a little risky with the other guy. Oh, it's actually getting further away, so we're not going to get any signal for quite some time for these satellites to get around, so we're not going to do that quite yet. Switch back to the space bus. All right. So you're coming this way, so we'll go ahead and